Alright, what is going on, guys? Chris Rudnick here, and today we are working on the Blueberry. If you guys watched last video, you know that we had some peaks and valleys. You know, we got the E36 shell back, the new comp car, but we had a bunch of issues with the E36. It is currently that same day. I made that outro about 30 minutes ago, and I need some sense of like accomplishment. You know, we got home, we instantly started working on the E36, and it's been nothing but failure. Sure, we fixed the clutch master. It could technically drive at Legends of Drift, but in order to be competitive, in order for this thing to actually perform well, we need to figure out that limiter cut. Now, Bailey, one of my friends, he's actually coming with my buddy Devin, and Bailey has a little bit of knowledge at HP Tuners. He's been building some cars and stuff, and maybe he can find out something that I just don't. They're gonna be here shortly, but before they get here, I want to actually start working on the Blueberry engine. So my goal would be to get this thing in the car once and for all. The first thing we have to do is we need to flip this thing over, and we need to get the oil pan onto this. So let's get her done. Oh, oh. All right, well, I think we made a perfect dime throughout the whole thing, and we're just gonna drop the oil pan on it now. Probably do like a 5-minute timer, and then I'll actually start threading in all of the bolts. I just wanna give it time to like kind of like dry just a little bit, and then we'll sandwich it down. Okay, so now we'll just start all of the bolts, but not tighten anything.
Why do you hold the tool like that?
What do you mean?
Just the way you hold it. It's just
I'm not
like,
tightening it yet.
It's just faster that way.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? This?
It's just like, just the way you do it like that. Like, I'm just like, it's just like so much finesse.
Yeah, show me how you would do it. He's making fun of how I use the tool. Show me how you do it.
Okay, let go.
Don't tighten it, just bring it down.
I can't tighten it too much, right?
Well, yeah, just get it all the way down. And once you have any tension, just stop.
You think
All
that's,
Alright, move on to the next one.
that's the technique?
This is Grillo's technique, boys. Oh, he's getting lost now. Okay.
Oh.
Alright, here he goes. He's figuring it out.
Well, what the hell was this? You were going like that. Like it's like a fruitcake.
We try it?
What does a fruitcake
can't
have to
even
do with
do it.
anything? Yeah, try what I did right
You
here.
can't even do it.
Yes?
With my with your middle finger.
Yeah, it's just
See, how nice is that, though? It's working.
I would never do it that way. It's just fucking weird.
Well, hopefully Grillo's never installing your oil pan.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. If this leaks, it's your fault.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, it is officially the next day. You know, Bailey, Devin came. They got me a little distracted, you know. We ended up working on the E36 just a little longer. While Bailey was here, he tried to help me diagnose it for like 2 hours. We tried various things, and yes, I did read this comment right here. Unfortunately, I read that when I got home at like 1 a.m. Long story short, we tried to fix the vehicle speed sensor, and obviously, based off that comment, it didn't work. We also went into the HP Tuners. We were reading forums, trying to figure out any settings were weird. We couldn't figure anything out. I spent like fucking 4 hours on this thing. Even after Bailey left, my neighbor actually came over here. He brought his scan tool. We're trying to figure out a bunch of different options, and I think we're gonna end up putting a 3.5 diff in this thing because it kind of negates the problem. You know, if we can only go to 5,500 RPMs, putting a 3.15 in, it's a little bit of a long gear ratio, and it helps. I keep saying it, man, but I just gotta get that Terminator X in there. It's about time I just order a sniper harness or something like that and just get that thing going, because this has just been nothing but a nightmare, and it's just going to continue to be a nightmare, and I just got to bite the bullet and just get it over with. One of those things that you want to do but you don't really want to do because the car does work and you will have so many other projects in the makes, and taking apart another one is a little bit how you doing, but it's okay. Nonetheless, we got the oil pan on. I let it sit for like 20-25 minutes before I actually tightened it. Tightened it up, torqued it to spec. This thing is ready to rip. Now, before we put it in, played the musical car situation and everything, and we got the E36 in because it started drizzling. I do have some Steel It coming. I ended up getting a bunch of cans of Steel It Black, and I got a bunch of cans because at first I was gonna paint the cage only, but I kind of like how the black comes out, and I'm gonna show you it today as well. I think I'm just gonna paint this whole thing. I assume that this is not like a good paint, so we're just gonna scuff it up, and then we're gonna do the whole inside with Steel It Black, just to make it all one color and everything. But that's another story for another day. Right now, let's get to work with this on this engine. Before we go ahead, we actually dropped the SR into the car. This is like a bunch of coolant pipes, you know, and it's a little rusty, it's a little dirty. I've never actually used Steel It to paint like parts, you know. I've used it to do like roll cages and various things like that. But I really like how it sticks to just metal in general, and I really like the smooth finish it has. Not sponsored by any means, I am myself. In fact, paying $30 a can for this stuff on jeffbezos.com. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take all of this rubber off, we're gonna sand it, clean it up, and paint it, and see how it comes out. Pops off, huh? Uh-oh. Oh. Well, she's crusty. One piece down. This pipe has seen better days, I'll tell you that. Hopefully we can break that crusty seal without stabbing myself. All right, so you can see this thing is a bit crusty, but nothing a microfiber can't fix, and a bit of Steel It. I'm curious on if the Steel It just kind of sticks to all metals. It is called steel, so this looks like aluminum. And then that kind of looks, obviously that's some sort of steel or something because it's rusty. But it's weird that the ends are rusty and then the rest isn't. Oh, wow. You filming me?
Yeah.
Look how beautiful that is right under that. That's brand new. That's just dirt, my friend. Wow, that's sick. Dang. Hot, we're getting somewhere actually. Dan's coming back. And the man, I think Dan's bringing over the valve cover right now, so that's cool.
It looks very nice.
Yeah, that looks good.
That was the white one, right?
That was the blue one.
Or the blue.
You made sure you got all the sand out, yeah? The comments were freaking out, dude.
Still RTV pieces, but
Oh, that ain't gonna hurt no one.
we got RTV this stuff back in.
I think that looks good. Question is, like, what color we do?
Are we powder coating it?
It would be cool to do blue. Oh yeah, to top everything off, the E36 is now leaking oil. Has never leaked oil. We lifted it up today and there's a puddle of oil on the ground. I cannot be distracted with the E36 for, is this third or fourth day in a row?
Fourth, I think. Yikes.
You don't like that? Had a lot of practice in my day.
Yeah, you'll see what it looks like. Don't look at me in the eyes.
All right, Steel It. Don't let me down here. It just coats so good. So now we have that. It's all black. Got a couple runs in her, but it goes underneath the intake manifold. Point is, it's all one color. It's clean now, so we'll let this dry. All right, so while that stuff dries, we're just gonna put the engine mount brackets on. All right, so while I'm waiting for that paint to dry right now, I'm just dressing up the engine. We got the brackets on, we got the engine mounts on. I actually found my power steering pump and everything. I don't quite remember how this thing bolts up or anything like that, but I'm sure it's not too hard to figure out. But we got the power steering pump, we got the Torx bracket that relocates the power steering pump, we got the alternator bracket. I found the alternator right there. And yeah, we're just kind of putting the puzzle together right now. You guys know it's been a long time since this thing's actually run. Just figuring it out slowly and surely. And when this thing actually goes into the car, we're gonna be so much closer to getting this thing running rather than just kind of putting it in for a video and just be like, yeah, see you in 2 months, you know what I mean? I have high hopes that we can get this thing done this summer. I really do think that. We have a really busy schedule with like the drift events. Like we got Legends of Drift Thursday. We'll be there from Thursday to Sunday. Then we leave Sunday night, then we get back Monday. I'll have enough time to prep for Staggered, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the following weekend. And then my brother's birthday's on Tuesday. We're celebrating that Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, finish up prep, and then go to Staggered Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm pretty sure we have another drift event the weekend after, which I don't remember which one that was. But long story short, we're doing a lot. I still need to go back to Florida because the S14, all of the parts came in, the ones that we were missing. They've already got the exhaust off, the drive shaft in. Technically, if I flew out there tomorrow, we could drive that car, but we do not have the time for that. The car is gonna be perfect soon, and I'm really excited for it. But with that being said, we're gonna keep on keeping on here, and you know, just one bolt at a time. So while we're bolting everything on, I actually have a brand new Greddy oil filter adapter. So we're just gonna put this on here right now, and that should sit flush there. Grab the right socket for that. Considering the bracket is gonna block, if we put a straight A in there, that will kind of be a nightmare. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put those there. We should have enough room. Obviously, we'll be able to tell more. I'll snug these up, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna make it work this way, so we'll be good. All right, we'll tighten all those up, and that'll be good to go. It looks like someone got their oil feed from here, so I'm gonna try to find like an MPT like block plate there, because we're gonna get our feed from over here. How this setup was before was a banjo bolt, so we'll either reuse the banjo bolt, or we'll just get a fitting to just go directly from there to there, and then that just keeps our line shorter, keeps everything cleaner, so we'll be good to go there. I still haven't figured this out at all. I have been losing my mind with this power steering pump because like I understand how it works. There's a tensioner like this, and then you kind of tension it. With this bracket on, it should be sitting like this, and it puts the rod way out there. So I'm like, looking up the instructions, I'm like, how the hell did they do this? And I'm like, there's gotta be a different bracket to this thing. Like, there's no way this bracket works. And I literally just went upstairs, and this power steering pump that I don't even know what it's from. I mean, it's obviously from some sort of 240 or some sort like that. Oh, God dang it. It had a different bracket, and I think this is gonna work. I haven't fully tested it yet, but we're gonna try it right now. Boom, that looks way freaking better. That makes me happy. We got some belts. Now, I used Google AI for this. I typed it in Google what power steering belt we needed and what alternator belt we needed. And there was two options for the alternator belt, one being like 10 mil bigger. I went with the 10 mil bigger because we have this fancy Yashio factory water pump pulley on it. This is to keep it from capitating. Is that the word? Like when something spins and it gets rid of the bubbles? Capitation? Capitating?
I've never heard of that word.
Shit, I could be saying that way wrong. But you know, like this, it allows it to spin slower, which keeps the bubbles down. We're gonna try to put them on. Also, before, I'm sure there's already people in the comments, yes, I made a mistake, and no, we're not keeping it. So that was actually for an oil pressure sensor, this hole right here. And big shout out to Low Dollar. They hooked us up with a bunch of sensors, as you can see right here. So it was super cool to be able to just go into this box of sensors, find an oil pressure sensor, and just thread it on. But before we thread it on, when we went to AutoZone, I grabbed this stuff. I like this thread sealant. You know, you just dab a couple on the threads and then it's not gonna leak. So big shout out to Low Dollar. This is really cool to have because over the course of the next couple months, we're gonna be building quite a bit of cars. We got the Blueberry, we got the Sunny, we got the 2J, we got a lot of stuff, and Low Dollar was just on board to sponsor the channel. So nothing but thankful for that. So we're gonna get this on, tighten up the oil adapter. We're gonna get the belt on, the power steering belt. We're gonna tension everything. And we're gonna be that much closer to getting it into the car and like not having to do too much. Like we're still gonna have to make intercooler piping, we're still gonna have to make a downpipe, we're still gonna have to do all of that stuff, but it's gonna be a lot nicer to know that the engine is there to stay and all the components on it can just stay on and we don't have to worry about it, which is cool. Now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure threads on sensors are like tapered. So you don't have to like fucking crank on them because I'm pretty sure they just like tighten as they go. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not capitating, you know? I like these wrenches too because it actually tells you what millimeter. So if this is right, this is a 27 millimeter. I'm gonna grab a 27. Let's see if the wrench is right. I'm pretty sure I have a 27, but I don't know where it is at the moment. But I think that equates to 1 inch and a 16th, which is right here. Boom, look at that. Ooh, it's moving, okay. Oh. Okay, this is a random ass filter. Actually, you should put oil in it. We did leak some power steering. Look at that. Look at that. One man's liquid is another man's treasure. You like that? Check if that fit. Of course it does. Look at that beauty. All right, was Google Assistant correct? Ho ho! My boy Google Assistant, dude, look at that! Oh, fuck. No fucking shot. All right, well, good news is we found the right belt. Bad news is I marked the pulley because it looked like it was hitting. I mean, obviously you can see this was a problem before. I don't know what the inside's about. Maybe I was running too big of a bolt, but it doesn't seem like it's hitting that one anymore. But it is hitting here because I put a Sharpie there and you can see that it's actually hitting. I was gonna change it to this pulley, but this pulley is actually a little thicker. It definitely clears this, but it doesn't align with the pulley. Like the belt will be a little bit at an angle, causing the belt to just slip off all the time. So instead of switching the pulley, I was gonna ask Dan if he can lathe this, but then I was worried that like it might, and this is just a cheap piece of aluminum, so I would imagine that it would just make this piece weaker. But this is super thick. We don't have to grind it that much, so I'm just gonna grind it down and move on with my day. Don't gotta do anything too serious, just a quick throw it back on, and we have the right belt size now. You know, it took a couple auto parts runs, but when you're doing something like this and it's been apart for so long, one, it's really hard to find the parts. Two, you kind of got to remember exactly what you finangled with and things like that. So I think we're making good progress, and yes, it is a little slow, but once this thing's in the car, man, I mean, other than wiring, which is going to be a little bit of annoying, like it's just going to be all fabrication stuff, and this thing should come together pretty soon. All right, now we got a belt. All right, boys, so we're really getting somewhere on this build, and I'm really excited about it. So you can see the coolant pipes that we painted, we got them all installed. I ended up getting this like G Power? What is this? G Plus? You know it's good when it comes with this. Dang, that's how you know it's good. They have to flex that they have a model in there. But yeah, no, I mean, it was fine. I had to cut every single hose, but we made it work. I bypassed the throttle, and I don't have an IAC right now, which is okay, because the manifold's not on for good right now. I still need to get a gasket for that, but that's not gonna stop us putting it in. Also, we had a ripped engine mount. I just noticed that, but luckily Dan had some extras just laying around his shop, so I swapped those out, and now we're just putting the thermostat housing on, and honestly, I think we're pretty much just ready to throw this thing in. I didn't loop the heater core lines because in a perfect world, I'd love heat. We're in Connecticut, and I would like some heat. If I remember correctly, it was a nightmare on the SR, or on the roads, the first Roadster V1, and we didn't even end up doing it. But I think, I'm just gonna let that tack up. I think we can make it work. It's not a definite, but I'm just gonna leave them open for now and just hope for the best later. But this is looking good. I mean, this whole thing is pretty much together. The only thing that we don't have on is the valve cover, solely because it's not painted yet. So I just am kind of leaving it out. Ideally, I'd like to just take the one off the 180 because that is the OG valve cover for this. I just don't want to do two valve cover gaskets right now, if I'm being honest. This is looking great. I'm really happy. We're gonna let that sit for like 10 minutes, let it tack up. All right, boys, before we forget, we put the engine back to top dead center, and I don't necessarily know if that matters. It should matter. But there's two dots on here. You can see one dot there, and you got this little notch. Needs to line up with that second dot, but this is gonna spin, so I'm gonna line it up with the first dot. Hopefully when I feed it in, it'll spin a little bit, and then we'll be lined up with that. So let's take these bolts out. Oh, Dan's here. That means I gotta get to work on the E36. What we decided on the E36 is I haven't heard anything back from the tune. Just to be safe, we're just gonna put the 315 in. That kind of just like ignores the problem for now, and then we're gonna have to go to a Holly. That's literally the only other thing that we can do at this point. So if I push this in, boom, it did it. It did the thing. And I'm pretty centered with this. Now these holes are centered. We can put the bolts back in. If it runs bad, fix it later, I guess. But can't see it, but it looks exactly the notches on that second circle. The bolts are in the center. So now we have all the adjustment that we'll need. We'll tighten that up, and I gotta tighten that. That was 10 mils now. It's coming together, boys. I'm really excited. I think we can drop this thing in. Well, it is officially time. We are actually gonna be getting the engine in the car once and for all, huh, Dan?
I'm ready.
This is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for.
I'm ready.
Dan's been wanting this for a great while, so he's getting what he wished for today. And I know a lot of you guys were like, dude, you ever gonna get the SR going again? Well, this summer is the time to get it done. So we're gonna take the hood off real quick just because it makes life a lot easier. And then we're just gonna get to throwing this thing in. That reminds me of like a haunted like scarecrow thing where they like ran over the car.
No, the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's Dan's feet.
Yeah.
Can you grab me a little
Halloween merch.
Oh, for a happy? And just like that, the engine is officially in the Blueberry once and for all. I'm really excited for this, but I think we're gonna end the video right here. I just finished editing this video and I wanna get it out to you guys tonight. Plus, I need to work on the E36. We need to do some things to the 180 because I think I'm gonna bring that to New Jersey as well. The JZX has been hogging all of the love, and now that we got some silver coilovers for the 180, that car should ride like a dream now. And instead of street driving the JZX everywhere, it's time to share that love with the 180. I wanna thank you guys for watching this video. Our next step with this is clutch, trans, drive shaft, V8 Roadster, metal frame rails, and hopefully starting this thing soon. We're gonna be fabricating a lot of stuff. We're gonna be learning a lot of stuff. So definitely subscribe for more. Stay tuned, because this thing is running this summer. Peace out, guys.